You know, I can eat a peach for hours. And I have. Wait till you see what I do with this one.
Hi Ryan, David here from the Great British Bake Off. Your key ingredient from me is the peach. I love them. They're juicy, they're gorgeous. Give me a recipe to do with them.
Welcome back to Key Ingredient, where every month a chef or subscriber gives me an ingredient to work with and I turn it into a dessert. This month's key ingredient is... David, the winner of the Great British Bake Off Season 10, gave me this ingredient to work with. And there is some agreeable symmetry because it's August and August is National Peach Month. So that's perfect. And I think August 22nd is like Eat a Peach Day or something random like that. But like, anyway, August is Peach Month. I don't know what they expect people to do when there's like a national month for something like a peach. Like, do they expect people to be eating peaches every single day? I mean, which might be nice for someone like me who can't remember what they did 5 minutes ago. The peach is actually a very versatile fruit. If you think about it cinematically, there's a wide range of peach performances. Recipe development can be a little rough sometimes. Sometimes it'll take you several tries to get something right. And this one was a little rough and I had a few hangups. The recipe development for this was no sleep, market, kitchen, coffee, peaches, another peach, another peach, another peach, tart shell, bee pollen, no sleep, no fear, just fruit. Or something like that. It's really funny that I ended up like working with food because I always said that I never wanted to work in a kitchen. And then I ended up doing that. For a while I thought I was going to create a musical album or something like that.
I could eat a peach for days, then get straight ablaze.
There's still time to develop my style, but that's for later. So for this month, I'm going to do a play on a peach melba, because David made like a peach tart tatin on the Great British Bake Off, if I remember. So I'm gonna make it a tart, and I'm gonna do a rye tart shell, and then I'm gonna fill that with a white chocolate pink peppercorn mousse. And for the peaches, I'm going to poach the peaches in some Prosecco and Aperol. I'm also gonna make an almond frangipane, and I think I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna spread it really thin, and then I'm gonna bake that so I can maybe have like some sort of like frangipane shards. I've never done that before. We're gonna see how that goes. Sometimes that doesn't always work, but you know, if you don't experiment, you never know. I'm also gonna make a raspberry gel, or as I like to call them, butter. And I'm gonna pipe that throughout, and then I'm gonna finish it with some micro lemon balm and some bee pollen. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah! All right, so I'm going to prepare some fruit and then poach it in a poaching liquid. But before we get to that, let's talk about what it means to actually clean fruit, because apparently I don't know what that means. One of my first jobs as a pastry cook, the chef gave me a large bowl of apricots and asked me to clean them. And I was new and just out of pastry school, so I brought them to the sink to wash them because I thought, like any rational person, I thought would think, oh, that means you go rinse your fruit like you do with all of your fruits and vegetables at home. And the chef stopped me and said, what are you doing? And I said, going to the sink to clean them. And the chef rolled their eyes at me and said, no, clean them. Ugh. And the chef looked at me like I was a chocolate teapot, and then I started to actually wonder if I knew the definition of the word clean. But I really started to consider what the word clean meant when I finally started to slice and have all of the apricots. And I noticed a worm in the center of a lot of the fruits, and I brought it to the chef's attention and asked, what should I do? And, you know, I don't really remember what we did with the apricots, but I mean, that's real farm to table. So I brought the poaching liquid up to a simmer, added some vanilla and salt and Cointreau, and then added the peaches to that, covered that with some parchment, let that poach for a little bit, and then flip them over, let them simmer for a few minutes more, then pulled them off the heat, and then let them sit in the warm liquid. And then after that, the skin should come right off. I don't really like white chocolate, but it works in some cases, like here. I normally use a high quality couverture white chocolate, but money is tight, so something cheap like this will just have to do. I'm gonna whip some heavy cream to soft peaks, add in some crushed pink peppercorn, one of my favorite ingredients to taste and smell. Then I'm just gonna fold it in. I'm gonna toast my almond flour to bring out some of the nutty notes and then follow the creaming method. I'm gonna add some of the poaching liquid to the eggs. Sick. Normally frangipane is used as a filling or it's baked with some sort of height and not so thin like I chose to do here, so this came out slightly chewy, not bad, just toothsome. So if I were to do this again, I would bake it properly in a tall cake pan and then break it up into chunks. Alright, so the raspberry gel, or butter, I promise I will make something other than a fluid gel, but not today. So I'm going to blend that up with some peaches, so I'm going to have that flavor in there as well. And then I'm going to strain that out to get all of the seeds out and make that really smooth, and then proceed with the auger. I did it again. Like, why did I buy a chinois if I'm not going to use it? Sometimes I rush because I'm impatient and I put things where they're not supposed to be, or I start different elements of a recipe before I'm supposed to. So the fruit puree was supposed to be in a bowl to be added in later, not to the pot that I'm heating the sugar syrup in. This process is pretty standard. You heat your agar and sugar mixture, add that into your fruit puree, pour that into a vessel and chill that, and that will come out really solid, and then you can blend that up to however you like. I'm gonna add some citric acid to this. I wanted this to be a little more tart than sweet, so I added in some citric acid to balance that. I tried to remake this recipe from memory because I was lazy, and it kind of worked, I think. It came out a little soft. Maybe the kitchen was just really hot, or maybe I can't remember formulas. Who's to say? The only change was, I guess I'm adding rye flour. Is this a new recipe now? I guess so. I did question if I did this correctly at this point because it looked like it was breaking, but then I used a whisk and it was fine. I mean, I know they say you are what you eat, but I don't remember eating a f***ing legend. Ooh. So now that the dough has rested for about an hour and it's cold, but still kind of soft, I'm going to roll that out and form the tart shells. I used to have really nice tart rings, but I threw them away in a fit of rage when I was moving from New Orleans because I'm like, I have too much stuff! So I don't have them anymore. So now I'm stuck with these, which are like a little 80s to me and kind of dated, but like it's fine. These would probably benefit from pie weights to weight down the crust a little bit, but I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. I did make a couple variations of this tart, and the larger one that I plated, I didn't turn the camera on during that, but I will show you the smaller tart. First, I'm going to slice up the poached peaches, then I'm going to pipe some of the white chocolate pink peppercorn mousse at the bottom of the tart, and then layer the peach slices around in a circular fashion on top of that. And anything that's a little bit too big, I'm going to cut the larger pieces to fit into the tart. Then I'm going to pipe some of the raspberry butter around the tart in little pockets, trying to think in odd numbers rather than even because it just looks better. Odd numbers look better. Next, I tore up some of the almond frangipane into shards, and I'm going to place those around the tart in little places that look nice. This was supposed to be lemon balm, but I couldn't find any anywhere, so instead we get some random microgreens and then some bee pollen to finish. Like and subscribe.
What?